I had 8.5 days of fixed term exclusions at my old school. And then we got to the 8 week point at the managed move, and that's when I was told I wasn't allowed to carry on there again. But I really didn't want to go back to that school, so I went crazy. Really, I was punching stuff, I was smashing stuff, I was swearing, shouting at teachers, walking around that school, knowing that I really didn't want to go back to that first school. I knew that
Mm.
school wasn't the place for me. I knew I couldn't carry on being there and trying to be happy. It wouldn't work.
Mm. You mentioned that you've mentioned exclusions a few times, and you had 8.5 days within 8 weeks on your previous managed move. What impact does an exclusion have on your behaviour?
To be honest, I was never affected by exclusions. The only thing with exclusions was knowing that I was letting my family down. But to me personally, an exclusion isn't a punishment. I don't see it as being told off. I don't see it as a holiday, but I don't see it as having to sit on your own all day in a hallway, people looking at you. I see it as you get like a bank holiday.
Right.
So they
But it
never
doesn't.
taught me anything, to be honest. I was in isolation at my original school for about 2 months straight because of incidents that were happening, and I had to go in there first thing in the morning. I was always accompanied by a teacher. I wasn't allowed like even like an Apple Watch on my wrist. I wasn't allowed any technology. They had to check what sort of things I had in my pencil case. I wasn't allowed to sit near the wall because if I sat with my knee rested against the wall, I'd get told to stand up. Just little things like that. I wasn't allowed to go to the canteen. The teachers would go for me. I wasn't allowed to be seen around the school property during the day.
What was the impact of that then, Ella?
It just makes you feel really isolated, especially when you're going through things at home where you're already losing people. You have little arguments with friends, or you're not friends anymore because you don't see them because you're not actually there at school. You just feel really lonely and shut away from everyone.
Mm. And it doesn't help you improve your behaviour.
No, and learning, I didn't learn anything for that period of time because I can teach myself, but when I've got other things going on and I'm thinking about, am I even going to be allowed to get the food that I want at lunch, or can I even get a drink in the next half an hour? Learning ain't really on your mind.
No.